Hello and welcome to this video on what is an indirect effect. My name is Geiser. I'm an instructor and statistical consultant with QuantFish, and on this channel I present weekly statistics tutorials. I usually talk about multivariate methods including path analysis, factor analysis, structural equation modeling, multi-level modeling, and latent class analysis. If this is something that interests you, please subscribe to this channel. Also, check out the description for additional resources, including workshops that I offer for QuantFish. In this video, I want to talk about indirect effects in statistical analysis. So what is an indirect effect? How is that conceptually defined? How is that formally defined? What software can we use to estimate indirect effects? And how are they tested for statistical significance? Let's get started and let's take a look at an example. So here in my example, I have three variables. The first two are smoking as an independent or exogenous variable x, and my dependent variable or endogenous variable here in this model is lung cancer. And so everybody knows that smoking can cause lung cancer. So there's this relationship that we can assume between smoking and lung cancer, to where smoking is has a causal effect in some way on lung cancer. However, it is not the case that when you smoke you immediately get lung cancer. So the effect of smoking on causing lung cancer is not direct, or not entirely direct at least, but rather smoking causes damage in your cells, specifically in your DNA, and then such DNA damage or DNA changes can lead to abnormal cell growth and can cause lung cancer. So the effect of smoking on lung cancer therefore is an indirect one via the change of DNA or damage of DNA. And so we have a mediator variable here, as we say, M, which is DNA damage. So smoking causing DNA damage as an intermediate variable, and then DNA damage being the variable that is more directly related to the development of lung cancer. And so in other words, we have an indirect or mediated effect here of smoking on lung cancer via DNA damage. And something like that we have in many cases in the social sciences and other sciences, where the effects of variables on outcome variables are not direct, but rather indirect or mediated through other variables. And you could have more than one mediator variable in the causal chain of events. So there could be something else before lung cancer happening in between DNA damage and the lung cancer outcome variable. There could also be multiple mediators that could be relevant here. And so models like this can be quite complex. Now in this example here, I want to stick with a simple one where we have only three variables, so one exogenous variable, one mediator variable, and one outcome variable. And so next I'm going to show you how an indirect effect is more formally defined in models like this. So specifically, when we look at indirect effects, we look at path models, or we could say regression models. And so the indirect effect is defined based on path or regression coefficients in path analytic models. In a simple case, we have a linear regression model that I will assume here, but the model need not be a linear regression model. You could also have logistic regressions involved if your dependent variables were categorical. So starting with a very simple bivariate regression model where we have only the direct effect of smoking on lung cancer, so X on Y, we can define a regression coefficient that is often labeled as C in the context of mediation models or indirect effect models. And so in this model, so say C characterizes the total effect of smoking on lung cancer. And so then we can also estimate a second model which is a path analytic model with two dependent variables where we have smoking, lung cancer, and DNA damage. And you can see that both Y and M are dependent variables in this model. Y is dependent on both X and M, so that's a multiple regression model with two predictor variables, X and M. And M is dependent on X, so that's a bivariate regression model where M is only dependent on X. And so in this path model, we then define the coefficient between X and Y to be C prime. Now notice that C need not be equal to C prime, and usually will not be equal to C prime, because in the second model we also have M. So we also have an effect of M on Y, and X and M are also related or can be related. And so these coefficients are given as A and B. So the regression coefficient for the regression of M on X is A, and the regression coefficient, the partial regression coefficient for the regression of Y on M when X is also in the model, is labeled as B. And so the C prime coefficient then characterizes the direct effect of X on Y when M is also in the model. So when we have the mediator in the model. And so in the most extreme case, C prime might be 0 if we have complete mediation or full mediation, where the entire effect of X on Y is mediated through M. In that situation, C prime could be 0 or near 0. In other cases, we may only have partial mediation such that C prime is maybe smaller than C but is not 0. So in that situation, X might still have a direct effect on Y, and only part of the effect of X on Y is mediated through M. And that could be the case, for example, if we have other mediators that are not in the model, and so that there's a remaining effect of X on Y here. So in summary, the indirect effect has to do with the regression coefficient. So then how specifically is that defined? So first of all, I already mentioned we have a direct effect, C prime, and then we have the indirect effect, which is defined as the product of A times B. So the A and B regression coefficients are multiplied, and then that quantifies the indirect effect of X on Y via M. And I have a separate video in which I discuss here on this channel why the product A times B is what defines the indirect effect. So there's a reason for that. And so, but that's what it is. And then finally, we also have a total effect, and the total effect is the sum of the direct effect C prime plus the indirect effect A times B. And interestingly, that is also equal to C. So the sum of C prime plus A times B yields the C coefficient from the first model. So that's the total effect. So when we have only X in the model, then that gives us the total effect, C, or we can get the total effect by calculating the sum of the C prime path plus the A times B product from the second model. And we'll see later that that is actually true when we look at our example. So this means, in other words, in order to determine the magnitude of the indirect effect, you have to determine the coefficients in the second model, and specifically the A and B paths, and then multiply them, and that gives you the indirect effect. Now, how can you do that? You can do this in a simultaneous equation model, which we also call a path model or path analysis. And so in this model, you can have multiple dependent variables, so M and Y in the same model, and you have two regression equations, one for Y, one for M, that are estimated simultaneously so that you can get all those coefficients A, B, and C prime in a single step. And so I want to show you here an example of how this can be done using a simulated data example. So here I have simulated correlations between those three variables, X, Y, and M. And in this case, smoking, X, is correlated with lung cancer, 0.423. So pretty substantial. And then also lung cancer, Y, is correlated with DNA damage, 0.603. And smoking is correlated with DNA damage 0.308. Now, those are correlations that I made up. I have no idea whether those are realistic correlations or in any way meaningful. I just made those up, so don't take those for granted. And so now when I estimate, first of all, my bivariate regression model where I have only X in the model and my lung cancer dependent variable, the standardized coefficient C here is equal to the correlation, the total effect 0.423. And so in this example here, I'm going to focus on standardized coefficients simply to make things a little easier. But in general, we want to use unstandardized coefficients typically. So unstandardized regression coefficients. Now here, this is the standardized coefficient, and in a bivariate regression, the standardized regression slope coefficient is equal to the correlation, which you can see here, 0.423. So that's my total standardized effect. And then in the second model, I have my C prime path, which is estimated to be 0.262. Now this is a partial regression coefficient for the regression of Y on X when M is also in the model. And so then my A path is 0.308 in a standardized version, which again you can see is equal to the correlation between X and M, because we have in this model with M and X only one predictor. So there's only X in the model for M, and therefore the A path is equal to the correlation as well in the standardized solution. And then finally, the B path is estimated to be 0.522, which again is a partial standardized regression coefficient that characterizes the linear relationship between Y and M when X is also in the model. Now, based on these coefficients, we can calculate, first of all, the indirect effect. And the first way we can do this is by taking the difference between C and C prime. So 0.423, the correlation, minus 0.262, the standardized partial regression coefficient from the second model, yields 0.161. And that's our standardized indirect effect. We can also calculate the indirect effect as the product of the A and B coefficients. So 0.308 times 0.522 within rounding error also yields 0.161. So that shows you that A times B is the same thing as C minus C prime. Those are two different methods that could be used to calculate the indirect effect. And then finally, we have our total effect, which is equal to C, 0.423, and that's equal to the direct path in the second model, C prime, plus the indirect effect A times B is 0.423. Now, how do you get these coefficients? One way in which you could do this is by estimating two regression equations or two regression models, one bivariate model and then one multiple regression model, one model for M and one model for Y. And that could be done, for example, in SPSS or some other software that's capable of handling multiple regression. However, more practical is the use of software that's capable of running path analysis. And so, for example, Mplus, Lavaan, AMES, Lisrel, EQS, programs for structural equation modeling, also JASP, would be able to handle path models like this in a single step. And they also have more sophisticated methods available for testing the significance, the statistical significance of indirect effects. So I want to show you here how this is done in Mplus. This is the input file. It would look very similar in programs like Lavaan, for example, in the R environment. And so you can see here that in this data set mediation.dat that is used in Mplus, I have three variables, M, Y, and X. And so I specify the model in a single step. So that's the second model with both M and Y. Y is regressed on X and M is regressed on X. And so this is a path model where in a single step simultaneously all three regression coefficients A, B, and C prime will be estimated. Furthermore, Mplus allows me to define the indirect effects on Y from X. So model indirect Y INDX means please print all indirect effects that go from X to Y, in this case only one via M. And Mplus allows me to use bootstrapping here, specifically bias corrected bootstrapping or BC bootstrap, to compute asymmetric confidence intervals to test the statistical significance of the indirect effect. Now, since the indirect effect is the product of two regression coefficients, A times B, it is not normally distributed in terms of its sampling distribution, and therefore it is recommended to use asymmetric bootstrap confidence intervals to test whether the indirect effect is significantly different from zero, and the bias-corrected bootstrap method is one that is recommended here, and you can get that in Mplus with this command C interval BC bootstrap, and here I used 1000 bootstrap samples for this bootstrap procedure. In the output, we then get the point estimates of the A, B, and C prime paths. You can see here that I have y on x, so this gives me my C prime path 0.262. Here it's this, again, it's a standardized path. I get the y on M path, which is the B path, 0.522, and I get the A path 0.308, along with a standard error and a Z statistic for statistical significance testing. So you can take a look at whether each one of those A, B, and C prime paths are significant. Here in this case, you can see they're all statistically significant. Now, the test for the indirect effect is a separate one, and for the indirect effect A times B, we typically want to use confidence intervals, specifically bootstrap confidence intervals using bias-corrected bootstrapping. And so here you can see that Mplus prints those as well. You can see here in the middle we have the estimate, and so first of all we have the estimate of the total effect here, and that's the 0.423. That's the x to y path, so say the correlation between x and y when m is not in the model. That's our total effect, and that total effect is significant. You can see here that when we look at the lower 2.5% and the upper 2.5%, those give the boundaries of a 95% confidence interval that ranges from 0.304 to 0.532, and it doesn't include zero, indicating that the total effect is statistically significant at the 0.05 level. Likewise, the indirect effect, 0.161 here, you can see that's the product of the A and B paths. So that coefficient has a 95% confidence interval that ranges from 0.086 to 0.227. So again, that doesn't include zero, indicating that the indirect or mediated effect here is also statistically significant at the 0.05 level. And that's how you typically want to test that, by using these bias-corrected bootstrap intervals, confidence intervals that you can obtain in Mplus. Now, if you want to learn more about path analysis and Mplus and how to test mediated models, check out the description for workshops that I offer through QuantFish, including a free path analysis workshop, a free Mplus for beginners workshop as well. You can also find Intro to Lavaan workshops on QuantFish that are free. I offer workshops on mediation and moderation also, and you find those in the description. I hope you found this video useful to learn more about indirect effects and path analysis. Please subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you next time.